to kind of solidify Player of the Year. That was on the table for me then, and was just able to do it. I saw the course for the first time Monday last year, fell in love with it, and then didn't really look back and just had a great time out there.
Awesome. Sarah, I'll start with you here.
I know you've had some really big moments this year with Solheim Cup, winning at Meyer, but it's also been a tough year for you. You've had to battle some things. What have you learned about yourself and your resilience as you've played through a lot of things that you've really been battling, maybe quietly, that most of us don't know?
Yeah, I learned that I'm pretty resilient and that even with like my B or C game, I can still be in contention. I know I was able to finish second at the KPMG and the Open, so I know that I'm not too far off, and it kind of makes me excited for the off season, knowing that I have a lot of potential to get better in all parts of my game, even get like strength training. I'm excited for that, and just recovery time and giving my body the rest that it needs. I know I took 2 months off in the middle of the year and then came out and won the Myers somehow. I wasn't even thinking about winning, so I know that my body does good with time off.
And for you, obviously, you love major championship style golf courses. Is that what this feels like? Is that why you like it so much, or is it just because it's so difficult and the greens are undulating and your putting's obviously your strength?
Yeah, I mean, I love a difficult course. I feel like you're just so much more focused out there. And I mean, I played my Pro-Am today, and the greens were really fast. And it'll be tough, but that's something that I always enjoy.
Did the energy today seem a little bit higher than it normally is? And obviously, probably a big factor of that is the Caitlin Clark being here.
Yeah, I wasn't able to run into her. I didn't overlap in any tee times, but I saw some Caitlin Clark posters. I saw girls come out. I heard a large roar out there. I was guessing it was Nellie's group. So, I mean, it's great. It's great when women's sports overlap, right? It's so cool that she even plays golf and takes time out of her busy schedule to come here. I mean, it's just super cool that she's here.
Have you paid attention much to what she's been able to do for the WNBA and, really women's sports in general? And do you kind of maybe try to look at her and try to mimic maybe some things that she does, maybe how she carries herself?
I haven't watched enough WNBA, but I did watch her college championship and was rooting for her then. I think that's when I think she really grew the game of basketball and women's basketball. So I know that all she's done, she's a great role model. I know she's a Swiftie too, so that's great.
I'm assuming you are as well.
Yeah, I'm a Swiftie.
Okay. And then my second question, and this is, I'm not trying to insinuate anything here, but there's obviously been like 11 players this year who have announced they're retiring. Allie, obviously, is just coming off her best year ever. Lexi's going to part-time next year. Have you noticed, or have you got a chance to talk to any of those players? And what are your thoughts on, kind of so many players moving on or flipping the next chapter?
I mean, they're all people that I've looked up to, and Lexi, she's probably the greatest role model out here. I know that she always takes time for the fans, and she's done so much for golf. I think she really put women's golf on the map. I mean, her and Nellie have like the biggest crowds out here, and she's a great person, great role model. Allie, Marina, Brittany, everyone. It's sad to see everyone go, but it's also okay to, take a step back and move on to the next part of your life. I mean, you dedicate, basically up until now, they've dedicated their entire lives to golf, and it's now time to do something else, and that makes them happy, right?
Does it get you thinking about how long you want to do something like this? And when do you think players, especially in your position where you're a top 10 player in the world, like when do you know?
I don't know yet because I'm not there. I still feel like I have definitely a couple more years out here, and I still love being in contention, and it's something that I look forward to in each event, just coming out to contend, and hopefully I can do it for a long time, and who knows.
Like Angela Stanford at 45?
Oh, yeah. Angela's so great. I look up to her so much. And, I mean, I kept up with all her social media stuff last week in Hawaii, and it's sad to see her leave, but I know she'll be around, and she's always a great person to be around as well.
When you were starting out, who inspired you? What players or athletes inspired you as a youth?
That's an easy one. Whose name's out there right now? ANNIKA.
Yeah.
She's someone I looked up to, and I remember last year when I won here and she handed me the trophy, it finally like clicked in like, oh my gosh, my role model is the one handing me the trophy here at the highest level of women's golf. And that was a big moment for me. I was getting teary-eyed and I didn't know where to put my emotions at that point, but I definitely do remember that. ANNIKA is a huge role model, and Stacy, Ange, even Morgan, Paula, everyone.
And what about the way ANNIKA did it and carried herself, made her a role model for you?
Yeah, absolutely. She carries herself with so much pride and respect, and everyone around her just knows that she's the GOAT and someone to look up to, and she's done so much for the game and has her name out here on LPGA and then her ANNIKA Foundation as well. In college, I remember the ANNIKA Collegiate was like the toughest tournament of the year in our schedule, and that was something to kind of look forward to performing well in.
I remember one of those ANNIKA's, Patty shot like 61 or something, made like 8 straight birdies to close. But you've obviously, your career's kind of followed an ANNIKA type path. Like you won her award in college, like you played her junior events. Do you have a memory of when you first like met her? Would it have been at one of those junior events? And
I didn't win her award in college. I wish I did. I was in the running for that one,
Okay,
but
sorry.
I didn't get that one. But I did meet her at the ANNIKA Junior. I think it was the AJGA run one. So was able to meet her there and see. She did a clinic for us, and I distinctly remember she said, when you're warming up for your round, you're warming up. You're not trying to find something, and that's something that's stuck with me all the way up till now. You're trying to warm up. That's it. Don't try to get too in your head about if the shot's not turning out the way you want to, and you're just going to go. Sometimes I've had great, practice sessions on the range, and then I go out there and play poorly. Sometimes I have the worst ever, and I'm on the verge of having a breakdown, and I shoot like 65. So you just never know with golf.
Excuse me. You talked about taking some time off and getting the weight training and working on your body. How do you go about resetting mentally for the next year? And how do you set your goals?
I think usually first off, usually at the end of the season, I check back on the goals that I've written and put away for the year and see if I've hit any of them. Is
that on the board?
I'm not sure because I put it away because I think I made them pretty easily attainable. Last year, I definitely was able to achieve all of those. So I'll look at that first and then see different parts of my game and what my team thinks that we can all improve on, and they'll help me get there. And, I'm really excited for the off season, but at the same time, I know I have 2 tournaments left and see what I can do with that.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Lilia, you mentioned, well, you've won this. You mentioned the intercollegiate. You mentioned the junior event. I'm curious, if you add them all up, how many ANNIKA events have you played over the course of your lifetime?
I'm trying to think. I think at least 5 or 6. I know one year, I think it was the year that I got Player of the Year in college. I think I started off the year with a slump, and coach actually didn't take me to the tournament because she's pretty fair. If you qualify into the tournament, you qualify. So I think I missed ANNIKA, and I was broken about it, but was able to kind of regroup myself, and somehow in the middle of the season I won 4 individual titles in a row, and then just happened to do that. I think, that was the ANNIKA Collegiate was a big deal for me. I wanted to play well there, and that was the biggest event, and I think 5 or 6 events.
The one that you were left out of, was that a kind of a kick in the pants?
Oh, for sure. That was kind of a wake-up call to kind of get my stuff together and try to get back out there and just make the team at that point.
And I guess when you've played a half dozen or so of these events with ANNIKA's name on it, does playing in an event branded with ANNIKA's name ever get old?
Ever get old? No, definitely not. I mean, she's someone you look up to, and you want to, kind of emulate her, kind of be a good role model like she has been, and kind of makes you just like sit up straighter, act more proper, and just interact with the fans. I mean, this is a great community. I love everyone that comes out to watch. I think it's really huge for the community, but at the same time, it's really intimate. I feel like I've met a lot of members out here. I've played with members in the Pro-Am, and it's nice to come back and see familiar faces.
Has she changed much from the first time that you played the junior event to today?
No, I think she's who she is. Like, that's who she is. She's not faking it. she's just Annika the GOAT.
How well do you know Zoe Campos?
Zoe Campos, I haven't gotten to know her well. I think we just never overlapped in college or anything,
Yeah.
but I know she's a great player, and she
She'll
should
be out
be.
here in January.
Yeah, I think she's teeing it up in final stage, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, she's going to leave mid-season, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Because I think they had to decide today or
Friday.
tomorrow,
Friday.
like if they're
Yeah.
going to do it. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, this week.
I'm gonna wrap up with a funny one if nobody. So as well as the site of your fourth win of the fourth win of the season last year, this was also the site of the famous Texas Roadhouse interview.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Just how many times you're gonna eat Texas Roadhouse this week or steak?
I think I have to go at least twice. I haven't gone yet. I think I'm just saving it for the tournament rounds. I'm trying to not overdo it. I definitely overdid it last year to my, benefit. I went 3 times. I think I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, that was just crazy.
Go ahead.
It was just a Texas Roadhouse question.
Yeah.
Are you old enough to remember when they used to let you throw the peanut shell?
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, we've been traveling a long time. Junior golf, that's our spot.
I actually do have one more. I know Roan announced their campaign. They're a great partner of the LPGA here and now a great partner of you. Just how excited are you to see that Roan campaign launch and to be a part of that initiative?
Oh my gosh, it's so great. Roan's a great company. Everyone within the team, they just care so much. I think I felt part of the team, and they're so, they listen to you and they want what's best for you. And not only that, their brand mission's amazing too as well.
Mm-hmm. Their mission is especially supporting mental health athletes out here on the LPGA Tour. What does that sort of mean to you?
Oh, that means everything. I mean, golf is basically played within your brain, right? It's sometimes you can not have all your stuff, but if your brain's mentally strong, you can go out there and just get together a good round, maybe like 4 under, and, be in contention.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
Lilia.
Thank you.
Thank you.